The M1 Abrams tank, a symbol of American military power. Heavy, powerful, and built to dominate. But today, in the forests of Ukraine, even this icon can't escape the realities of modern warfare. Where cheap drones are tearing through expensive technology. And nothing is safe anymore. Early July 2025. An American-supplied Abrams tank, operated by Ukrainian forces, is destroyed in Sumy Oblast, near the village of Krasnopoli. It was camouflaged in a tree line, parked and idle, assuming safety. But in drone warfare, camouflage no longer guarantees survival. A Russian Zalamunition reconnaissance drone locked on. Minutes later, a Lancet kamikaze drone struck the top of the turret. Massive explosion. Fire everywhere. In just seconds, a multi-million-dollar war machine became scrap metal. This isn't the first time. And every incident like this confirms one harsh truth. War has changed, and Ukraine isn't ready for it. The Zala Lancet is a low-cost, high-impact loitering munition built by Russia. Weighing just 15 kilograms, armed with a heat warhead. It's designed to strike the vulnerable top armor of heavy vehicles. The cost? Around $40,000. Which means a $40,000 drone is destroying a tank worth $9 million or more. This is modern military economics. Cheap, efficient, lethal. The Abrams is a phenomenal tank. Armed with a 120mm cannon, advanced armor, and turbine power. It was built for open battlefields, not narrow forests under constant aerial threat. In Iraq, Abrams had air support, logistics, and terrain advantage. In Ukraine, it's facing drones, muddy terrain, and no air superiority. The problem isn't the tank. It's how the tank is being used. Abrams and other NATO tanks are being deployed without active protection systems, recon drone coverage, control of the skies, or even basic infantry support. This isn't just a technical oversight. It's a strategic failure. Western aid brought modern gear, but Ukraine hasn't adapted its tactics fast enough to use it effectively. And in modern war, gear without a strategy is just an expensive target. Ukraine has become heavily dependent on Western-supplied weapons. But high-tech gear alone doesn't win wars. Without time for full training, without proper integration into local units, and without updated battlefield doctrine. Even tanks like Leopard, Challenger, and Abrams become vulnerable. The issue isn't NATO's equipment quality. The issue is using complex systems with incomplete preparation. Here's what we know. Of the 31 Abrams tanks delivered to Ukraine, over 10 confirmed destroyed, several damaged or abandoned. One captured by Russian forces, fewer than a third remain operational. And most of these losses weren't in large battles. They happened during ambushes or drone strikes while tanks were idle. That's not just a logistics problem. It's a failure to adapt to modern threats. Russia doesn't rely on multi-million-dollar jets or tanks. Instead, they've created a system of small, fast, and disposable drones. One to scout. One to confirm. One to strike. It's not flashy. But it works. And it's proven far more effective than Ukraine's expensive Western hardware. The Abrams isn't a bad tank. But deployed without support, without protection, and without a battlefield strategy built for the 2020s, even the best tank becomes a sitting duck. Ukraine received advanced weapons, but it didn't build the system to use them effectively. Instead of modernizing doctrine, Ukraine threw NATO tools into Soviet-style tactics. And it shows. Warfare has changed. It's no longer about who has the biggest tank, but about who adapts faster, thinks smarter, and coordinates better. Cheap drones now dismantle the myth of technological superiority. And Abrams, once a symbol of battlefield dominance, now burns quietly in a forest, defeated not by power, but by precision and planning. The Abrams didn't fail because of poor design. It failed because of poor strategy. And in this war, those who fail to adapt burn first.
This content is created solely for educational and informational purposes. It is intended to provide insights based on verified data, credible sources, and careful analysis. Our goal is to foster a deeper understanding of modern military technology and current events, not to promote or endorse any form of conflict, propaganda, or political agenda. We strictly oppose the spread of misinformation and hoaxes. Every piece of information presented has been carefully sourced from reliable, publicly available references. We encourage viewers to approach the topic with critical thinking and respect for all sides involved, maintaining a focus on knowledge sharing and open discussion.